Something just happened behind the scenes, and it could change everything. A major move from Tommy Robinson's team has just surfaced, one that's left supporters stunned and signaled a possible turning point in the fight to bring him home. But what exactly was taken down, and why does this move feel so deliberate? Stick around. What you're about to see could mark the beginning of the end. But first, hit the like button and subscribe to the channel for more. A major update has just emerged from Tommy Robinson's team, and it could be the beginning of a serious shift in the fight to bring him home. Today, the documentary Silenced, which many believe played a role in his imprisonment, has been deleted from X. And alongside that quiet but deliberate move came a loud and unflinching message from those closest to him. This isn't noise, this is strategy. Here's what Tommy's team has just posted. It is time to purge my friend's contempt of court. It is time to get him out of prison. I will not apologize for wanting my friend back with his family where he belongs. I will not apologize for my concern over his physical and mental well-being. It was accompanied with this video of the documentary being deleted. Have a watch of this, it's direct, it's emotional, and it marks a clear turning point.
The documentary you're about to watch is the most important documentary I've ever made. This story is far bigger than Tommy Robinson. This is about the weapon.
This isn't just about expressing frustration, it's about bringing Tommy home. After everything he's endured, after being targeted, dragged through court after court, and locked up once again for contempt, it's clear his team is now preparing for the next phase, resolution. Now to the other key development. The documentary Silenced has been taken down from X, not by force, not out of fear, but with purpose. This film has been a powerful tool in exposing what many felt was being ignored or denied. But its presence online may also have been used to justify continued legal action. In the eyes of his team and many of his supporters, removing it was the right decision. Why? Because this is no longer just about making a statement. It's about giving Tommy every chance to walk free, without handing the system any more ammunition. This isn't retreat, it's discipline, it's legal awareness. It's about doing what works, not just what makes noise. And everyone watching closely understands that. What we're seeing now is a shift. From protest to precision. Tommy Robinson has already paid a heavy price for speaking out. His physical and mental health have been under immense strain. His family have suffered, and the public has watched again as the state finds new ways to keep him detained. But now, with this latest message and the decision to remove Silenced, the goal is crystal clear. Tommy has made his point. It's time for him to come home. No more distractions, no more repeating old battles. The focus now is on removing every barrier that's keeping him inside. That includes legal traps, that includes social media liabilities, and yes, that includes videos no matter how important, if they risk slowing his release. The deletion of Silenced isn't the end of anything, it's the start of something different, something sharper, smarter, more focused. Tommy's team is making moves, and they're doing it with one clear goal: to get him out. Because at this point, the punishment serves no purpose. The man has endured enough, the point has been made, and, as his team now says publicly, it is time to purge this contempt. It is time to bring him back to where he belongs. This isn't about stepping back, it's about stepping forward. And the next steps? They might be closer than we think. What are your thoughts on this? Let me know in the comments. In other news, the European Union has denied Britain access to crucial migrant databases in the latest humiliating blow to Sir Keir Starmer's so-called Brexit reset. The bloc has informed British diplomats that Brussels cannot disclose critical data with British law and immigration bodies. Previously, Starmer insisted that the more we can share, the better, and had outlined that one of his key demands of bringing Britain closer to the EU was increased transparency on crime and migration data between the UK and Europe. But in a blow to the PM, Whitehall insiders have admitted to the Times that officials would not have access to the Schengen Information System, SIS, access to Eurodac, the EU's fingerprint system, which stores information on illegal migrants captured trying to make the perilous journey, will also be blocked. Home Office officials have declared that access to such information would have acted as a game changer amid growing asylum seekers' claims and appeals. As it stands, migrants staying in hotels across Britain cost British taxpayers up to £5.5 million every day. One insider on negotiations told The Times, "This is something that we would see as mutually beneficial, but so far there has been no movement." The EU's argument appears to be that it would set a precedent and that third parties can't have access to Schengen databases. But it is frustrating as it makes cooperation in areas like illegal migration much harder. Meanwhile, another official said that Brussels was being intransigent and dogmatic, adding, "No matter how clear the mutual benefit, they're not budging from the principle." A third admitted that the EU was being hard on giving way to access. The bloc's intransigence has come as the Prime Minister attempts to push through his Brexit reset. In just 2 weeks, London will play host to an array of European leaders as Starmer attempts to negotiate a defence pact with the Union. A government spokesman said, "We are not providing a running commentary on our discussions with the EU. These are ongoing and cover a wide range of issues. Together we want to build a safer, more secure and more prosperous UK. And we have been clear that we will always act in the national interest to secure the best outcomes for the UK." Irish support for EU membership has fallen to its lowest level in 12 years, a damning new poll has revealed. Only 82% of people now believe Ireland should remain in the EU, a 2 percentage point drop from last year's figure. The decline comes amid growing concerns over immigration, according to the survey conducted by pollsters at Amarak Research. And it marks a significant fall from a high of 93% support recorded in 2019 during the Brexit negotiations. At the time, Brussels had backed Dublin's concerns over the post-Brexit border between Northern Ireland and the Republic. Campaign group European Movement Ireland has been conducting these annual EU polls since 2013, and this year's figure is the lowest of that time span. The survey sampled 1,200 people via email on March 26th and 28th. But of that cohort, migration control emerged as the biggest reason for dissatisfaction with the EU's direction. Among those unhappy with the bloc, 35% cited immigration issues as their primary concern, just as Ireland grapples with a housing crisis which has fueled calls to cut migration. EU asylum policies have faced fury from anti-immigration campaigners in Ireland. But despite their anger, 56% of respondents still supported more countries joining the EU. Bureaucratic Brussels red tape was another significant factor, with 24% of respondents saying it was a concern. And in infamously neutral Ireland, a perceived militarization of the bloc since the war in Ukraine was mentioned by 24% of people. Yet still, just under half of respondents, 47%, said they believed the EU was headed in the right direction. Among those who believes is not Conor McGregor, the mixed martial arts fighter, who plans to run in October's presidential election on an anti-immigration platform. McGregor has vowed to hold a referendum on EU reforms to asylum law if elected president of Ireland, and has called for an Irexit if necessary to avoid US tariffs from Donald Trump. It remains uncertain whether McGregor will secure the support needed to stand in the election. Noelle O'Connell, head of European Movement Ireland, told the Irish Times that the level of support for the EU was still incredibly high. She said the Irish people valued being part of the EU trading bloc, particularly given the threat of Trump's tariffs. In contrast to the Republic's declining figures, support for EU membership in Northern Ireland increased by 1 percentage point to 77%. Northern Ireland had predominantly voted Remain in 2016. What are your thoughts on what we discussed in today's video? Let me know down in the comment section below. If you have not yet already, make sure you do drop a like on this video and subscribe to the channel for more British content. Thank you, take care, goodbye.